Last week in Exodus chapter 13, we read a few important things such as the redemption of the firstborn, Yehovah's introducing his calendar. Even in this first chapter, chapter 13, there was so much to understand that it might be good to kind of slow things down when you're reading in Exodus. The Torah, the teachings of Yehovah, is worth and valuable enough to make it an everyday reading and study. I think by calling it the law, we miss the deeper understanding of what the Torah is. It is wisdom. It is pure. It is perfect. Restoring the soul. It's just a few ways that David described the Torah. Welcome to Reconcile, the kingdom we're working towards becoming a harmony of the whole word of truth. My name is Patrice Robinson. I appreciate you stopping by on today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button below, comment, and share this video as a way of you showing your support. We're going to go through the significant events of chapters 16 through 18 of Exodus. Chapter 16. The children of Israel arrived in the wilderness of Sin, which was between Elim and Mount Sinai, on the 15th day of the second month after leaving Egypt. There we have the entire congregation, the sons of Israel, grumbling against Aaron and Moses because they was hungry and they wanted meat and bread. They also contributed the saving grace, I should say, of Yehovah to the death of them by starving to death. Yehovah provided to them quail, meat, and manna, bread from heaven to eat. Remember, this is the first test Yehovah gives them to follow his commandments, and that is the Sabbath day. So they was to gather for 6 days for what provision they needed, and on the seventh day they're not supposed to go out and gather anything. So let's not forget that on the 6th day they were supposed to gather what they needed for the 6th and 7th day, and that would serve them and provide for them for 2 whole days without going out to gather like he commanded them not to. He also said for them to make sure you gather just what you need, because on those days, like 1 through 5, there should not be any leftovers. They should not be gathering on the Sabbath. So you were supposed to gather exactly what you need and leave nothing in the morning except on the 6th day, because you're getting what you need for the 6th and 7th day. As you know, these small instructions was not followed by the people, and this is why Yehovah asked, how long will these people refuse to keep my commandments? Chapter 17. The congregation continued to travel, and now they are in Rephidim without water. Again, the people coming to Moses, getting upset because they want some water. And they contribute the saving grace of Yehovah to evil by saying he brought us, our children, and our livestock to die by thirst. Moses was given instructions to strike the rock at Horeb. Here we have a battle against the Amalekites. This is something to remember, because you will need to understand the reason why Yehovah rejected King Saul, the king of Israel. This is the first war the children of Israel will come across. And it took Aaron and Hur to support Moses' hand until Joshua defeated the Amalekites. Chapter 18. Moses' father-in-law brings his family back to him, his wife and his 2 children, his 2 sons. Moses testified about all the things that Yehovah did by bringing them out of Egypt to where they are today. He testified that he told the information to Jethro, his father-in-law. Jethro Because of all of this, he rejoiced and he offered burnt offerings and sacrifices. And the leaders joined him in the meal, Moses and Aaron, the rest of the leaders, they ate with him. The next day, Jethro saw what Moses was doing to the people and himself. Moses was causing him to, burn himself out, and also the children of Israel, because they came to him in the morning all the way till evening, trying to hear what the advice from Yehovah about their lives. And the priest Jethro gave him some wisdom by setting up judges. He said, set up rulers for thousands, hundreds, fifties, and tens. And that was very wise, because can you imagine Moses sitting in the seat, hearing people from morning to evening? That would have, I don't even know how he went past the first day of doing that. Today's focus is about grumbling and mumbling. We know things in life can become tough at times, and they don't always go the way that we would like for them to go. Believe me, I understand. I truly understand that. And I'm sure everyone who's listening would understand that sometimes things don't go the way we want them to go, and they can become challenging. However, most of the troubles that we get into is something that we did ourselves due to our own decision making, due to our bad decision makings that we make. I can also say that I've been there, and I try not to go back there by acknowledging Yehovah each and every day. So far, the people didn't simply ask Yehovah for help because he already know what their needs were. The people just started complaining and just going after Aaron and Moses and comparing of how their life was in Egypt. I mean, they just went, they didn't ask questions. What should we do? They just went on the attack because they was thinking about their lives in Egypt. But for some reason, the people forgot that they were slaves and that it was mistreated. The people forgot they were property of Egypt. The people forgot what Yehovah done for them. So far, they wanted just food and water. So just the desire, just the desire, the hunger, and the water need made them forget how bad that they was treated in Egypt. They was willing to do whatever they wanted to do to get food, similar to what Esau did with Jacob. But Yehovah told us, his word says, seek the kingdom first, and all things we stand in need of will be provided. That is the advice, and that is good advice from the word. Seek the kingdom of heaven, and all these things will be provided to us. Next week, Torah Chat Points will be Exodus chapter 19 through 21. Man does not live by bread alone, but he lives by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of Yehovah, the Torah. Have a blessed rest of the week. I will see you on Saturday at 10 o'clock a.m. as we are in the series of Hanukkah versus Christmas. And I will see you next Tuesday at 7 o'clock p.m. Thank you.